Hello, my name is Mandy van Gooijen and I'm an artist illustrator from the Netherlands. I'm doing a little demo for you in my watercolor sketchbook. The weird noises you hear in the background is birds in my garden eating and the weather is super lovely here, so I had to just work with an open window, but I trust that the sounds won't be conflicting with you hearing what I have to say, and maybe it's kind of nice having these noises in the background. Right, so my watercolor sketchbook. This is a place where I go to relax and to warm up and to get inspired, to try out new techniques and everything. There's a couple of themes that you can see in my work a lot, both in my sketchbook and my work. It's faces, watercolor faces mainly, and mixed media sometimes as well. Trees and elements from nature. And with elements from nature, I mean to say that sometimes I draw or paint something realistically, and other times, more often so, it'll be more like illustrative things or seriously elements from nature, like borrowing textures I see in nature, color combinations, well, basically anything that that you can find in nature. If you want to know what I mean, then if I were you, I would keep my eyes out for the next video on YouTube here, because that's going to be a demo in which I do an illustration based on nature observation in my own garden. So, and that presents a way I love to work, just as this video does. If you like watching demos like these, but if you would like some more information, then check out my Patreon. I've just started a Patreon website. The thing is, in order to keep doing this, I need to make money, and if I can do that making art and sharing inspiration, that would be a really wonderful thing. But also, by having a Patreon website, it allows me more time to make demos, to do reviews, to share free here on YouTube. On my Patreon, you will find all the ad-free versions, because I recently heard that YouTube is going to monetize all the videos. So I had just decided to take all the ads off my videos to give my viewers an ad-free experience. But unfortunately, YouTube has decided to have ads on all videos. So I wanted to make sure that my viewers can still have an ad-free experience, and that's why one of the reasons that I'm now on Patreon. So there is a tier in which you can watch everything I do ad-free. So that's sort of like my support tier, where you know, you won't be bothered with all the ads. And when there is enough patrons on my Patreon, I will be uploading all my YouTube content to Patreon week by week for the full ad-free experience. Can you tell I hate ads? Right, so in the support tier, you will also be getting a monthly calendar to download for your desktop of my art, of course. And if you're into art making yourself and illustration, and watercolor and mixed media work, then it may be interesting for you to check out the second tier, which is going to be presenting demos that are that offer a lot of explanation, a lot of comments about the materials I'm working with, the process, you know, how something comes together from A to Z with a lot of play and exploration. I'm going to be talking about the techniques that I'm using, the pigments I'm working with, the colors, you know. So basically, I'll be explaining all the hows and the whats and the whys of the piece I'm showing you. The pieces I'll be showing you can be my sketchbook. It can also be illustrations or small pieces of art. So it can be pretty much a basic overview of all the things that I'm doing. I think it's also very helpful to watch this if you're looking for your own style. When I was a teacher, many students ask me, how do I find my own style? And it is a bit of a sobering answer when you say, well, you just got to sit down and do it, because you find your style by making art. And then students who are not yet there don't really sort of trust that answer. They think it's too simple, but it really is true. And what I mean to show in sharing my own process is how much of the process really is sitting down, showing up, and letting your hands move. And as you go, you will see that the process is going to take over, and that you will, in the end, end up with illustrations or art, whatever you want to make. So the second tier is for the art enthusiasts who really like my work and want to know all about it, and for the people who really want to make art themselves and, you know, can borrow something from my process, perhaps. And then there is a third tier in which you can download a high resolution file of my art to print yourself. I've chosen this due to the shipment costs that have risen enormously over the past years. So it's no longer really interesting, you know, to order a regular art print from Europe when you're in the United States, etc. So I figured, you know, there is an agreement, of course, because it's only for personal use, not for sale. That is clear, of course, but it actually goes without saying, doesn't it? But you can download it for your personal use, and it will be an art print plus some goodies that you can print yourself. So these are the three tiers I'm offering at the moment, and I'm planning to start the interactive group project after the summer, but I'll tell you more about that later. If you're not into Patreon, that's not a problem. If you're more comfortable being here on YouTube, that's fine too. You could still support me if you want, if you like my videos. You can get me higher up the ranking if you like my videos, and if you subscribe to my channel. Next to my Patreon, I'm also going to open my shop again very soon. And if you want to know all about that and all the developments around my work, then you can sign up for my newsletter. I will put a link below this video. You can also find the link on my website. To the left, you can click Mandy Mail, and that's going to take you to the sign up form. And the newsletter is going to be monthly, and I'll only be sharing things worth sharing and very short updates. It's not going to be any marketing talk and spam and anything. So it's going to be more structured than it used to be, the videos and the newsletter. There's going to be 2 videos. There's going to be 1 video every other week on YouTube with ads, and those same videos will be on Patreon ad-free, and there will be a new video with lots and lots of explanation on Patreon every other week. There is the shop, etc. for now. So lots of stuff going on here, mainly in the background, and I just love having you here as, you know, my audience, my supporters. You're very much appreciated. Thank you very much for watching, and love to see you again, either here on Patreon or on YouTube. Bye.